Hey, this is Lisa Dewey from Clinician Connection. I'm here with Leon Sankofa, and we're going to talk to you today about Leon's comedy hypnosis show and get to know him a little bit better. So I've known you forever, I think. It
Yeah.
feels like it. And tell me, what is comedy hypnosis?
Well, comedy hypnosis is a blend of using getting the audience hypnotized and using the audience to create the fantastic and funny show.
Mhm.
So it's really quite simple for me, but volunteers come to the stage. So there's no people there are no plants. So they're true volunteers who come to the stage. We don't want anyone who wants to come and pretend or to try to prove that it's right or wrong, but people really want to try it out. And when they come on stage or to the stage area, we hypnotize them, and then we do funny things, and we learn. I teach life lessons while I'm at it, and we just continue to have more fun. And then we do something called hypnotic phenomena, which is,
Yeah.
make you like not, it's just different things, different things like some people can't get out of their chairs, some can't walk, some forget their names, some can lose. It's all in fun and humor, but it's really the life lesson of understanding how hypnosis and if you just remove the word hypnosis but go into trance state, how when you go into trance state and access the subconscious mind, how powerful of a tool it is in the work of therapy that we do.
Like if you could channel it. So hypnosis is helping us channel our subconscious a little bit more than what we would normally do on a daily basis.
It's right, really. It's really all about, like, the first step is really all about a focused mind.
Yeah.
It's If you look at it in the inception of how you kind of understood originally, it's like stare at this little thing swinging, but it's really about getting you to kind of concentrate and focus on the here and now. And once you get a
Mhm.
focused mind, and then you're removing what has happened in the past, and there are no thoughts of the future, and you're only able to focus on yourself and become supremely relaxed. And then the question now is, are you open to the suggestions that can change your life?
Yeah, wow. That's powerful. If somebody would be open, could you imagine? I'm sure it works really well in therapy. I mean, just the act of would you be open to changing your life and what do you need to do? If you could remove blocks.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I kind of got well, I've always been into psychodrama and gestaltism and the empty chair,
Mhm.
and those are always really effective tools that I use in my practice. And then I actually got into hypnosis because I saw a show and I was like, man, if that guy can do those things on stage, who gave that fool all that power? Then I said, if that guy can do those things on stage, imagine if I had this, what I can do in my office. That's
Yeah.
literally how it worked. And then I said, I'm going to find out the best teachers, learn from the best people that I can, because I understand and I see how the subconscious mind could work into effect the kind of change we want in our clients. And that's just what I did.
So I think that probably speaks to one of the questions we were asking about, like, where does the passion come from? It sounds like that's the passion that you have is just to help people access a powerful tool to help them
Yeah.
change. Yeah.
Yeah. Years ago, 2000, I think I fell in love with something like that. And then found out I was in love with a girl I didn't like anymore, couldn't stand her, but I couldn't get out of my head. So I agreed for in my own way, about 2 years, trying to kind of not even understanding what was going on with me because I didn't want her. So why am I feeling this way? But when I saw what that guy did on stage, I said, you mean to tell me I could have got her out of my head in one day? And then I really got
People
serious
are going to
about,
be calling you now. Like, wait a minute, I can fit you.
yeah, I do. I
Can
can
I
breathe
come
really
see
well,
you?
by the way. But so yeah, so I said I struggled for 2 years with something that I could have removed in a day, not even a day. That's within an hour,
Yeah, just like
and
that.
just like that. And so I did a deep dive, and when you would think about the process of the therapeutic process, there's the best way the best way for me is to understand it from Oprah Winfrey. It says you get this aha moment, and then there's all of a sudden, and what I realized, the aha moment can be equal to a point where your subconscious mind and your conscious mind totally agrees 100%. When you are saying I don't want to smoke, I don't want to smoke, but you're still asking for a cigarette, there's some part of your mind that's in operation that didn't get that message, or that didn't
Yeah.
connect with it emotionally in a
Yeah.
way that says, right, that says let's right, I'm with that. It's like 100 people sitting in the room, and they're saying, I want to go to the up. We should go to the other room because it's cooler and it's more spacious. Let's take a vote. And then 12 people say, I vote that we go to the next room. And the other 88 are saying, nah, we're gonna just keep doing it. This is where we always meet, this is where we stay. We're not gonna go anywhere, right?
Yeah, which is most of us, because it's comfort, and it's self-discipline, and
Yeah.
it's motivation that we sometimes just like to stay in our comfort level.
Yeah. So that
So
12%
you're
would
giving
be
them a way to get out. Yeah.
right. So that 12% of the 100 is like your conscious mind saying, I know what's best for me, but your subconscious mind saying, nah, we're gonna do what we used to. So you can't win a
Yeah.
battle when only 12% when only 12 voters are saying, I want change, and you haven't engaged or motivated or done things to engage the other people who are in the party. We operate with
That
our
is
brain.
such a good way.
Yeah. We operate
Yeah.
our brain we operate our brain in a way that says, we've been taught to understand our brain as one piece, one unit. But the brain has multiple functions in it, and the more we get to know about what our brain is, and that there are multiple functions. And if I come to tell you, Lisa, I'm with this woman, or I can't stop smoking, and you say, well, dang, you know the problem, just stop smoking. Consciously, I know that's wrong, right?
If it was that easy, we would all do it,
Right.
right?
But here it is. To some degree, the conflict is not with the conscious mind. The conflict is with your subconscious mind, or your unconscious mind, or your superconscious mind, which says, we hadn't got that memo yet. You haven't been convincing enough to me to compel me to prefer the sweet smell of perfume over a cigarette.
Wow. Yeah, because we're so locked in our own stuff and safety, and we're going to do it this way because this is the way we've done it for years, and we, as in that 80 people,
Yeah,
or 88
that's right.
people.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
not we, like all we and the
That's
88
right.
people.
That's right. Those 88, that 88%,
Yeah.
the subconscious brain is like, we didn't get that memo, and we only thing we're running off of the part of our brain that says we should survive and continue. As far as I know, you need a cigarette to survive because I'm going to make sure you continue. We've been doing this since the beginning of time. We've been successful at keeping man alive and keeping survival, and so therefore, if you don't want to smoke, then maybe I'll draw an emotion that will cause you to smoke, and maybe you have a taste in your mouth. Well, that didn't get you the cigarette. Then maybe what I'll do now is, I'll cause you to feel depressed and give you another emotion, and now you want the nicotine because it wants to give you a spike. And so now, supermind says, I was able to achieve getting Leon to continue because stopping smoking, as far as I know, may be life threatening because I don't know good, bad, or indifferent. All I just know is we need to continue.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. That's like the ultimate self-sabotage.
Yes.
Yes.
It's the ultimate. Yeah.
The ultimate self-sabotage. The mountain is you. Yep.
Yeah. The mountain is
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. All right. So why speak? Clinician Connection is a inaugural conference. You are a very big time guy. You are national. You go all over the place. You train. Why come speak at Clinician Connection?
Well, I just think that when I have an opportunity to do stuff at home,
Yeah.
I think there are things that we need in this community. I think that clinicians really need to connect because I'm only as great as you, Lisa. As great as the resources that are around me.
Mm-hmm. I
And
agree.
if I improve the resources around me, then I become greater because there hopefully there's a feedback loop.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
One of the earlier speakers that I interviewed, he said the same thing. Really. He really pretty much said the same thing. He's like, we're only as good as the people around us.
that's right. So
Mhm.
that's why. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. Good. We're happy to have you. So what can people expect from a comedy hypnosis show? What should they be prepared for? I have never attended a comedy hypnosis show. So I'm guessing a lot of people haven't either, but I don't know. So what would somebody expect?
Well, I think that you can expect to be amazed. I think you
Hmm.
can expect to be intrigued. I think you can, especially from a clinical perspective, you can expect to become a believer to knowing that hypnosis is real. And if you really knew the history of it, it was the original therapy. Freud wasn't a
Huh.
Sigmund Freud was came out of medical school and was so fascinated with the two hypnosis school that were in Europe that he no longer wanted to do medicine. He devoted his whole life to understanding what the mind could do. And he was he became a scientist, so he wasn't a good hypnotist because he realized that he can get the person into this same state of consciousness without, quote unquote, what the word was, getting them to be in a sleep formation. He can get them to have lucid dreams.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
and yeah, and that's when he began to discover, and he was researching, he was studying people doing 5 year 5 year seeing clients for 4 and 5 years. In Europe, they were doing the hypnosis and they were seeing clients for 1 and 2 and 3 sessions. And so Freud Sigmund Freud wanted to make psychology a science. He begged Carl Jung to leave
Mhm.
spirituality out of it, leave hypnosis alone because it doesn't help the cause. And they followed him. And so in America today, we are following this methodology of this psychoanalytic model, um, which I don't knock, but I mean I seem to believe, Lisa, that if a client comes to you and the client is hurting, that we should try to relieve the client as quickly as possible of their grief and their pain or whatever that is.
I
And
agree.
if I came back to you tomorrow and saw that you knew of a modality, or you knew of a medicine that could have resolved my problems in just a few months or a few sessions, then I'm wondering, you know, why didn't you care enough for me to relieve me of my pain if you knew there was another modality that could help me in my journey, help me.
Mhm.
Thus, I can get back to my family, I can get back to my employment, look at the people I may have damaged through my pain. If we can relieve all of that,
Then we should do
but
it.
we should do it. And so I'm showing in this show that hypnosis is very real. It's not a simple, you go to 1 week session and you learn it. It's really a deep dive to really get into how to really cause the change in a way that's meaningful, in a way that's long term, in a way that's joyful. And I find it joyful, much different than I did when I was just using CBT, because I blend it all together. But it's
Mhm.
way much more of a joy, way less more stress off of me as a therapist than than when I was just kind of sitting in a room doing just straight CBT.
Yeah, talk therapy.
Yeah,
It's fascinating. You're right. If we had the tools, we should use them.
yeah.
You know, we should. That's fantastic. So a couple of just fun questions now. So if you were not comedy hypnosis doctor of social work, what would you be doing?
I don't know. I think that's a great question. I think I heard you ask someone else that question. I really don't. I don't know. Outside of outside of the helping profession, I'd be a lost puppy, man. I think
Yeah.
I think I think that I have an interest in marketing, and I think
Mhm.
probably because I originally was in school for business marketing, and then kind of moved into psychology.
Okay.
So I think I really would have been in some way into marketing because I'm really fascinated by development and growth. And so any areas where I can see growth and development, I think that's probably what would be my turn ons.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Definitely. All right. So last TV show or podcast you binged, or like a go-to movie, music that you kind of just put on repeat,
The last TV show,
or whatever, music, TV show, podcast.
um, I've been watching all these tubies. Was it Tubos or Tubies?
Yeah,
Two.
yeah, yeah. Tubies. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of them, and they've been a lot of fun. They got a few series up there. I can't think of anything offhand, but yeah,
They're
I'm really
cool because they're kind of they're short. The ones I've seen are short,
yeah,
and you can squeeze them in. Yeah. I can't
yeah,
think of any, but I've just recently become aware of what a Tubi is actually.
yeah.
I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. That's good. Anything, tell us like what you do, like your day, when you're not hypnotizing people, you have a practice up in Hampton, Virginia.
Yeah, I run a few offices in Hampton and in Danville. Primarily, I'm just right now doing just outpatient therapy. I've sort of stopped doing the in-home counseling and stuff for a little bit because I'm resetting and trying to
Yeah.
reinvent myself. And so I'm doing that. I'm seeing clients, which I really enjoy doing. Um, trying to find for the first time, I'm understanding what work-life balance is.
Hmm.
And it's not what I thought it was, but
Oh, all right. Give us the wisdom. What is it? I'm trying to find that too.
yeah, I thought I understood it, but then it's kind of like I think I met someone who's really like a quote unquote workaholic like me, and when she turned to me and said, we should talk about other things sometimes, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Oh, okay.
If you can
So
say
even
that,
though you're not at work, your brain is still at work when you're at home.
I think because I'm so fascinated by human development, I'm so fascinated by giving, I'm so fascinated by change, I'm so fascinated by learning that most people can perceive what I'm doing is working. But when I look at my peer group, they think they're off work because they're watching football, but they know every coach, every quarterback, every play, every team.
Mhm.
They're angry, they're frustrated, they don't want to talk to people, they're yelling. You know what I'm saying? That's work. You're working your brain, but I guess it's away from work. But I think my work for me has been such a pleasure for the most part, and such a passion that it's a little different from me, leaving a factory where, if I'm sitting around talking about what's going on in the factory all day, then certainly that's work. But I think what I do, there is no real pleasure in that. But I think what I do, I find great pleasure in it. I find more pleasure in it the more I become more at ease when I find there's more ease. There's a better way to do it to relieve someone or
Yeah.
to grow something.
Yeah. I was talking to someone one time and they were saying, there's three levels of work. There's your work, and then there's a career, and then there's a passion. And you
Right.
probably are on that passion part.
I probably
Yeah.
have been in passion for a long,
Yeah.
long time now.
Yeah.
So,
I can resonate with that. I love what I do. I just love it. I get to do, like where pinch me, man. I mean, some days it's hard, but I
yeah,
love it. You
yeah,
know, you know. That's great. That's great.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Any last things to say before we go?
I just want to encourage everyone to come to your conference.
Oh, thank
Um,
you.
I want to encourage people to come. I want to encourage them to, come to the show, see the hypnotic phenomena. I want to
Yes.
encourage people to become really not just serious about their work, but to become curious about their work and to become
Mhm.
we can become lighter about how it is that we can change people. And I think that we're all who do this work are in a very fascinating position to change things. And why should we dread over something that God has given us the ability and the power and the desire to do? Let's have fun with it.
I think so. I mean, I think we're change agents, and there's no job out there that we actually build relationships with people, and we get to see people's inner workings. And there's people walking around this earth because you made it better for them. And
That's
all
right.
clinicians, I think. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fantastic. Well, I look forward to it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be hypnotized, but I probably will be, because I have to experience everything once. So I will be.
Yeah,
And I look forward to it. Like I said, the conference is just really going to be great. I think you're going to get your mind blown, and you're going to laugh a lot. I think that's what's going
that's
to happen if you show up.
yeah. You have
Yeah.
some great panelists that's coming on.
Yeah.
Really sharing
Yeah.
their knowledge. Just whatever else you need me to do to kind of help bolster that, just let me know.
I appreciate it. I will take you up on that for sure. All right, everybody, have a great day.
All right. Thank you. See you next time.